Welcome to the Real English Practice YouTube channel.
What will you do tomorrow morning?
I will wake up at 7 a.m.
Will your sister go to school tomorrow?
Yes, my sister will go to school.
When will you eat breakfast?
I will eat breakfast at 7:30 a.m.
Where will you brush your teeth?
I will brush my teeth in the bathroom.
Why will you take a shower?
I will take a shower to feel fresh.
Who will you call tomorrow morning?
I will call my mom tomorrow morning.
How will you get to work?
I will get to work by bus.
Which shirt will you wear tomorrow?
I will wear a blue shirt tomorrow.
Will you drink coffee tomorrow?
Yes, I will drink coffee tomorrow.
What will your brother do tomorrow night?
My brother will watch TV tomorrow night.
Will your dad go to the park tomorrow?
Yes, my dad will go to the park.
When will you leave for work?
I will leave for work at 8 a.m.
Where will you wait for the bus?
I will wait at the bus stop.
Why will you listen to music?
I will listen to music to relax.
Who will you meet at work?
I will meet my boss at work.
How will you start your day?
I will start my day with a meeting.
Which task will you finish tomorrow?
I will finish a report tomorrow.
Will you eat lunch at home tomorrow?
No, I will eat lunch at the office.
What will you eat for lunch?
I will eat a sandwich for lunch.
Will your friend call you tomorrow?
Yes, my friend will call me tomorrow.
When will you finish work?
I will finish work at 5 p.m.
Where will you go after work?
I will go to the supermarket.
Why will you buy groceries?
I will buy groceries for dinner.
Who will you talk to at the store?
I will talk to the cashier at the store.
How will you pay for the groceries?
I will pay with my card.
Which vegetables will you buy?
I will buy carrots and tomatoes.
Will you cook dinner tomorrow night?
Yes, I will cook pasta tomorrow night.
What will your mom make tomorrow?
My mom will make soup tomorrow.
Will your sister help you tomorrow?
Yes, my sister will help me with the dishes.
When will you eat dinner?
I will eat dinner at 7 p.m.
Where will you eat dinner?
I will eat dinner in the kitchen.
Why will you eat early?
I will eat early because I will be hungry.
Who will you eat with?
I will eat with my family.
How will you clean the kitchen?
I will clean the kitchen with a cloth.
Which plate will you use?
I will use a white plate.
Will you watch TV tomorrow night?
Yes, I will watch a movie tomorrow night.
What will you see on TV?
I will see a comedy show on TV.
Will your dad enjoy the movie?
Yes, my dad will enjoy the movie.
When will you turn off the TV?
I will turn off the TV at 9 p.m.
Where will you sit to watch TV?
I will sit on the couch to watch TV.
Why will you watch a movie?
I will watch a movie to relax.
Who will you call after the movie?
I will call my friend after the movie.
How will you feel after the movie?
I will feel happy after the movie.
Which channel will you watch?
I will watch the movie channel.
Will you read a book tomorrow?
Yes, I will read a book tomorrow.
What will you read before bed?
I will read a storybook before bed.
Will your brother sleep early?
No, my brother will stay up late.
When will you go to bed?
I will go to bed at 10 p.m.
Where will you keep your book?
I will keep my book on the shelf.
Why will you read before bed?
I will read before bed to sleep well.
Who will you dream about?
I will dream about my family.
How will you sleep tomorrow night?
I will sleep very well tomorrow night.
Which blanket will you use?
I will use a soft blanket.
Will you wake up late tomorrow?
No, I will wake up early tomorrow.
What will you do on Saturday morning?
I will go for a walk on Saturday morning.
Will your sister join you?
Yes, my sister will join me.
When will you go to the park?
I will go to the park at 9 a.m.
Where will you walk?
I will walk near the lake.
Why will you take pictures?
I will take pictures to share with friends.
Who will you see at the park?
I will see my neighbor at the park.
How will you feel at the park?
I will feel happy at the park.
Which path will you take?
I will take the flower path.
Will you sit on a bench?
Yes, I will sit on a bench.
What will you do after the park?
I will eat breakfast after the park.
Will your mom cook on Saturday?
Yes, my mom will cook pancakes.
When will you eat pancakes?
I will eat pancakes at 10 a.m.
Where will you eat breakfast?
I will eat breakfast in the dining room.
Why will you eat pancakes?
I will eat pancakes because they are tasty.
How will you make the pancakes?
I will make them with milk and eggs.
Which juice will you drink?
I will drink orange juice.
Will you clean the house on Saturday?
Yes, I will clean the house on Saturday.
What will you clean on Saturday?
I will clean the living room.
Will your brother help you?
Yes, my brother will help me sweep the floor.
When will you finish cleaning?
I will finish cleaning at 12 p.m.
Where will you put the broom?
I will put the broom in the closet.
Why will you clean the house?
I will clean the house because guests will come.
Who will you invite over?
I will invite my friend over.
How will you dust the shelves?
I will dust the shelves with a cloth.
Which room will you clean first?
I will clean the kitchen first.
Will you wash clothes on Saturday?
Yes, I will wash clothes on Saturday.
What will you wash on Saturday?
I will wash my shirts.
Will your mom use the dryer?
Yes, my mom will use the dryer.
When will you fold the clothes?
I will fold the clothes at 1 p.m.
Where will you keep the clothes?
I will keep the clothes in the closet.
Why will you wash clothes?
I will wash clothes because they are dirty.
Who will you ask for help?
I will ask my sister for help.
How will you dry the clothes?
I will dry them in the sun.
Which basket will you use?
I will use a blue basket.
Will you go shopping on Saturday?
Yes, I will go shopping on Saturday.
What will you buy at the mall?
I will buy a new dress at the mall.
Will your friend come with you?
Yes, my friend will come with me.
When will you go to the mall?
I will go to the mall at 2 p.m.
Where will you try on the dress?
I will try on the dress in the store.
Why will you buy a dress?
I will buy a dress for a party.
Who will you meet at the mall?
I will meet my cousin at the mall.
How will you pay for the dress?
I will pay with cash.
Which color will you choose?
I will choose a red dress.
Will you eat at the mall?
Yes, I will eat at the mall.
What will you eat at the mall?
I will eat pizza at the mall.
Will your cousin like the pizza?
Yes, my cousin will like the pizza.
When will you finish shopping?
I will finish shopping at 4 p.m.
Where will you go after shopping?
I will go home after shopping.
Why will you go home early?
I will go home early to rest.
Who will you call after shopping?
I will call my mom after shopping.
How will you feel after shopping?
I will feel tired after shopping.
Which bag will you carry?
I will carry a green bag.
Will you visit a friend tomorrow?
Yes, I will visit my friend tomorrow.
What will you do at your friend's house?
I will play a game at my friend's house.
Will your friend cook for you?
Yes, my friend will cook dinner for me.
When will you arrive at her house?
I will arrive at her house at 6 p.m.
Where will you sit at her house?
I will sit on the sofa at her house.
Why will you play a game?
I will play a game because it will be fun.
Who will you play with?
I will play with my friend's brother.
How will you travel to her house?
I will travel by bus to her house.
Which game will you play?
I will play chess.
Will you eat dinner there?
Yes, I will eat dinner there.
What will you eat for dinner?
I will eat chicken and rice for dinner.
Will your friend like the food?
Yes, my friend will like the food.
When will you leave her house?
I will leave her house at 8 p.m.
Where will you go after leaving?
I will go to the park after leaving.
Why will you go to the park?
I will go to the park to walk.
Which path will you walk on?
I will walk on the short path.
Will you take pictures tomorrow?
Yes, I will take pictures tomorrow.
What will you photograph?
I will photograph the flowers.
Will your sister help you?
No, my sister will stay home.
When will you take the pictures?
I will take the pictures at 6 p.m.
Where will you keep your camera?
I will keep my camera in my bag.
Who will you show the pictures to?
I will show the pictures to my friend.
How will you share the pictures?
I will share them on my phone.
Which flowers will you photograph?
I will photograph roses.
Will you go to the gym tomorrow?
Yes, I will go to the gym tomorrow.
What will you do at the gym?
I will run on the treadmill at the gym.
Will your friend join you?
Yes, my friend will join me at the gym.
When will you start exercising?
I will start exercising at 5 p.m.
Where will you put your gym bag?
I will put my gym bag in the locker.
Why will you run at the gym?
I will run at the gym to stay healthy.
Who will you talk to at the gym?
I will talk to my trainer at the gym.
How will you feel after the gym?
I will feel strong after the gym.
Which exercise will you do?
I will do yoga at the gym.
Will you drink water at the gym?
Yes, I will drink water at the gym.
What will you wear to the gym?
I will wear a t-shirt and pants to the gym.
Will your mom cook dinner tomorrow?
Yes, my mom will cook fish tomorrow.
Why will you eat fish?
I will eat fish because it is healthy.
How will you prepare the fish?
I will prepare the fish in the oven.
Which sauce will you use?
I will use tomato sauce.
Will you wash the dishes after dinner?
Yes, I will wash the dishes after dinner.
What will you clean tomorrow?
I will clean the kitchen tomorrow.
Where will you put the dishes?
I will put the dishes in the cabinet.
Why will you clean the kitchen?
I will clean the kitchen because it will be messy.
Who will you talk to after dinner?
I will talk to my dad after dinner.
How will you dry the dishes?
I will dry them with a towel.
Which towel will you use?
I will use a green towel.
Will you go to bed early tomorrow?
Yes, I will go to bed early tomorrow.
What will you do before bed?
I will brush my teeth before bed.
Will your sister read a book?
Yes, my sister will read a book.
When will you turn off the lights?
I will turn off the lights at 10 p.m.
Where will you sleep?
I will sleep in my bedroom.
Why will you sleep early?
I will sleep early because I will be tired.
How will you feel when you wake up?
I will feel good when I wake up.
Which pillow will you use?
I will use a soft pillow.
Will you visit your grandparents tomorrow?
Yes, I will visit my grandparents tomorrow.
What will you do at their house?
I will help my grandma cook.
Will your brother come with you?
No, my brother will stay home.
When will you arrive at their house?
I will arrive at 1 p.m.
Where will you eat lunch?
I will eat lunch in the dining room.
Why will you help your grandma?
I will help my grandma because she will ask me.
Who will you talk to after lunch?
I will talk to my grandpa after lunch.
How will you travel to their house?
I will travel by car to their house.
Which food will you cook?
I will cook chicken soup.
Will you take pictures at their house?
Yes, I will take pictures in the garden.
What will you see in the garden?
I will see flowers in the garden.
Will your grandma like the soup?
Yes, my grandma will like the soup.
When will you leave their house?
I will leave their house at 4 p.m.
Why will you buy bread?
I will buy bread for breakfast.
Who will you meet at the store?
I will meet my neighbor at the store.
How will you pay for the bread?
I will pay with cash for the bread.
Which store will you visit?
I will visit the bakery.
Will you go to the beach tomorrow?
Yes, I will go to the beach tomorrow.
What will you do at the beach?
I will swim in the sea at the beach.
Will your friend swim with you?
Yes, my friend will swim with me.
When will you arrive at the beach?
I will arrive at the beach at 10 a.m.
Where will you sit at the beach?
I will sit on a blanket at the beach.
Why will you swim in the sea?
I will swim in the sea because it will be warm.
How will you build a sandcastle?
I will build a sandcastle with a bucket.
Which bucket will you use?
I will use a yellow bucket.
Will you take pictures at the beach?
Yes, I will take pictures of the water.
What will you eat at the beach?
I will eat a sandwich at the beach.
Will your mom pack the food?
Yes, my mom will pack the food.
When will you leave the beach?
I will leave the beach at 3 p.m.
Where will you go after the beach?
I will go home after the beach.
Who will you tell about the beach?
I will tell my friend about the beach.
How will you feel after swimming?
I will feel happy after swimming.
Which swimsuit will you wear?
I will wear a blue swimsuit.
Will you go to the movies tomorrow?
Yes, I will go to the movies tomorrow.
What will you watch at the cinema?
I will watch an action movie at the cinema.
Will your sister come with you?
Yes, my sister will come with me.
When will you buy the tickets?
I will buy the tickets at 6 p.m.